Hey y'all, hey, I'm your girl, Courtney Ewing, trichologist and certified hair loss practitioner. I study the hair and scalp and different scalp disorders. And welcome to Hair Talk Tuesday, where we talk about all things hair. I had to applaud you because your hair health means a lot to you, and that means a lot to me. Hey y'all. Today's topic, I feel like I haven't been live in a minute. Today's topic of Hair Talk Tuesday is condition for greatness, hair health talk. Today's basically going to be about tips and tricks you can do to further your hair to greatness, further push your hair to greatness. Who wouldn't want to do that? We'll be going over building a hair care regimen, harmful habits that we need to stop doing, and learning what your hair needs and not what trends say. So this gonna be tea. Hopping straight in. So first, building a hair care regimen. Your basic hair care regimen will consist of detangling, shampoo, conditioner, hydrating, moisturizing, and protective styles. If you do nothing else, please do these. And y'all, I'm looking down because I have my notes. Y'all know I like to take that turn and I forget my way back home. So starting with the basics. So if you do nothing else, please do that. We've talked about why protective styles are important and why they're needed. And this is for my natural hair girlies, loose leaf hair girlies. This means you have like your natural hair out. That makes sense to me. I call it loose leaf hair. This is not for my lock girlies. I will let you guys know what I learned along the way with my journey, but this is not my lane. So I can just tell you what I learned along the way. So detangle, shampoo, conditioner, hydrate, moisturize, and protective styles. How often you do these things depend on your hair. When I had loose leaf hair, you need to shampoo your hair every other week or every week. My hair, when I had the loose leaf natural hair, it was every week. That's what it was. Unless I had like box braids in or something, then, I probably hit it at the end of the month. But if I did not, every week, and then I'll twist my hair up and do a twist out or a braid out for that week. So I'm not messing with my hair. The more you mess with your hair, the more angry your hair would get at you. Your hair does not want to be touched every day. And then we complain about, I gotta do my hair. It don't want to be bothered with you every day either. So yeah. The next one, this is going to be a more advanced hair care regimen. So if you're just starting off, start with the basic. Learn what your hair wants. Does it want to be shampooed every week or does it want to be shampooed every other week? Does it need hydration every few days or can you hit hydration? I'm talking about hydration and moisturization. Does it need that every day? I take that back. Hydration needs to be done every day, twice a day, because when you wake up, you've been asleep for so long, you haven't drank any water, anything like that. You need to hydrate your hair in the morning. And you need to hydrate your hair before you go to bed because you're about to be asleep for hours without any water. So it helps it from becoming so dry when you wake up, if that makes sense. The more advanced hair care regimen would be everything that is in the basic, but you'll add treatments like deep condition treatments, hot oil treatments, detox treatments, clarifying treatments, laser therapy, things like that. Those are those things or where your hair is going to be like, ooh, not you showing love. And it will, ooh, because then your hair is going to make it do what it do for you. You show it love, it will show you love. You will have your days where, you know, your hair is just not feeling it. And you want it to feel it, but it's just not. Would where I live affect my hair health? I would say yes, because, you know, South, they got that soft water. That water is amazing for hair. Us over here in the Midwest, our water is pretty hard, which means it has minerals and things in it that can stick to the hair. And so that's when detox or clarifying treatments will be very beneficial. Unless you could do like a water softener treatment like throughout your house. So then you also have soft water. So we talked about the basic hair care regimen and we talked about the advanced. The advanced is everything that you do in the basic, but you're going to add treatments. If you don't know where to start, I advise you to get this book. And it's a workbook. It's like a hair care guide. There's a physical version and there is a electronic version. That book will take you, it's going to guide you through what your hair needs. It's going to show you what you need to do for your hair. The most important thing is how porous your hair is. How well does your hair absorb moisture? Depending on the answer to that, you know well, not everything, but you know the basics of what you need to do for your hair. If you have high porosity hair, your hair takes in moisture, but the moisture leaves very quickly because your cuticles are not shut tight. This is more often due to damaged hair. A protein treatment would be nice. The next one, that was building a hair care regimen. The next one, learning what your hair needs and not what the trends say. How many of us hopped on trends and it did not work out? It did not work out how we thought it was. Remember the whole rice water? When rice water came out, everybody was like, gotta get rice water, gotta get rice water. A lot of people's hair got messed up because of the rice water. Rice water seems to me like a protein treatment. If you don't need protein in your hair, you're going to deal with dryness and you're going to deal with breakage. Too much protein is not good. Too much of anything is not good. So just because it's the hot thing right now, like banana oil, I hope I said that right. That is like the new hot thing. Everybody's like, oh, do you have banana oil? I have that banana oil on deck. It might not be what your hair needs. It's very important to learn how to figure out how to communicate with your hair. I always encourage everybody to date their hair. If you've never dated your hair, this workbook will teach you how to date your hair. What you'll start off with is naming your hair. The only rule I have for that is it has to be positive and it has to be fitting. That is the only rule that I have to that. Can't call it ugly naps or something like that. Like, that's not a good name. A name that is positive, that can build your confidence with your hair, and that works for you. Some examples: Pretty, Donna, like, because that's my business. I cannot think of her name right. Like, what is her name? Donna's recipe. Her hair name is Donna. Sweetie, Her, Puff, Jackson, Rico Suave. These are those are some ideas that you can use. Date your hair. It'll make it very joyful. It'll make the process fun. Nappy, no. I do not like the term nappy. I just don't. I do not believe our hair is nappy. And I think that is a negative word. Like, it's not nappy, it's curly. And with curls, they hook into one another. If you have a whole bunch of curly strings together, they're gonna intertwine with one another. That don't mean it's nappy. It's just curly. Kinky is better than nappy. I just don't like the term nappy. So learning what your hair needs and not what trends say. So if you're dealing with dry hair, your hair is dry, you need to figure out why it's dry. Is it dry because you are dehydrated? That can cause dry hair. Are you lacking in certain minerals or vitamins? That can cause dry hair. Is your hair damaged due to perms, relaxers, dyes, things like that? That can cause dry hair if you're not following up with the right treatments. So finding out why is key, and learning how to figure out why is, excuse me, is important. Talked about that. So if your hair is gummy, or so you see how my hair, how it fell, I lift it up and it falls. I lift it up and it falls. If you lift your hair up and you let it go and it stays there and your hair is gummy, you probably need a detox treatment. Probably have a lot of things that's stuck within the hair and it can't move the way it needs to move. If your hair is stuck at the same length and you just feel like, oh, my hair is not growing, no matter what I do, it's the same length, you probably need a trim. Ask the question, when's the last time I trimmed my split ends? And there is a chart, I think, every 8 weeks or something like that. Phooey to that is what I say, because if somebody takes care of their hair better than the next person, they won't need to do they don't need to do trims as much as someone who doesn't have a hair care regimen and just kind of going with the flow with their hair. This person's going to need more trims than this person, especially if you are taking advantage of protective styles. Protective styles are meant to tuck the ends and limit manipulation. That is a protective style. If your braids are too tight, no bueno. Letting go of harmful habits with our hair. The combing out with a small tooth comb, you're pulling your hair out. I can see if you have a perm or relaxer or silk press, something like that, your hair is able to move, a bit swiftly through those small tooth combs. But if you don't, you're ripping your hair out. And when a hair comes out prematurely, it takes 180 days approximately for that hair to come back from that follicle that has been ripped out. Another thing, when you detangle, do not start up here. Do not start right here. Do not start right here. Start at your ends. Work your way up. If you have tangles up here, when you pull that down, you're just ripping it all out. Even if you have a big tooth comb, you do not want to start up here. You don't want to start right here. You want to start at the ends. Next, flakes. Knowing the differences between flakes. I have a video on this called Dandruff Dilemma. It talks about the different flakes. You might think you have dandruff when you actually have seborrheic dermatitis. There's one is more fungal, the other one is more dry skin. Seborrheic dermatitis is more serious. Dandruff, it happens. It's normal. Shouldn't be excessive though. If it is, you're probably eating too many processed foods, or your scalp is too dry. You need to maybe hydrate and moisturize more. Next, too much heat. Flat ironing every day, blowing out every day is too much heat. Even, and I don't know if anybody has thought about this, but if you're somebody, so we're getting to the warm weather, if you work outside in the sun, you need a heat protectant because that sun could cause heat damage. Next, oiling dry hair. If your hair is dry and you apply oil to it, it's going to create more dry hair. You want to dampen the hair first and then follow up with your oil. I've said this before, we have hydro bonds in our hair. When these hydro bonds are dry, like when our hair is dry, they are hard, which is why you see a lot more hair coming out if you comb dry hair as well. Versus hitting it with a little bit of spray, something liquid, something, and it not soaking wet because your hair is very fragile when it's soaking wet. Just dampen it. Just give it a little something. Your hair, it'll give, you'll have more stretch. You'll have more stretch. Think of if this was a spaghetti noodle. When your hair is dry, it's kind of like a spaghetti noodle. It's very easy to break versus a wet spaghetti noodle that has been cooked, a cooked spaghetti noodle. That you can kind of finagle that a little bit more without it breaking. It still can break, but you can do a lot more with it without it breaking. Next, terrible products. A lot of us use products like to get the look. Some of these products are just not good to use at all. And so you shouldn't use them. Off the top of my head, I do not like Cantu products. What I will say is everybody's hair is different. What products may work for you may not work with someone else. So everybody's hair is different. Now, if a lot of people are having the same problem with the product, it's probably the product. And a lot of these products are made by and not designed with us in mind. Like my products are definitely designed with us in mind. I wish I had the workbook when I was younger, and I wish I just knew more about my hair and products when I was younger. But maybe, I had to go through all I went through to, be here. And now I can help others with their hair. Clean products. Blooming Breeze. Blooming Breeze. This is an aloe vera juice base. And it's a great liquid to start. So I highly encourage people to do the LOC method or the LCO method. The liquid oil cream or the liquid cream oil. I do not like, which products wouldn't you recommend for hair in general? I do not like Cantu. I just do not like Cantu at all. I had a terrible time with those products. But like I said, maybe it was just my hair didn't agree with the products. Kaleidoscope, their edge control. A lot of edge controls are not good for the hair. Um, what is another one off the top of my head? Anything that has alcohol in it, not good for the hair. Alcohol is drying, so your hair can dry out. But yeah, Blooming Breeze is a liquid. We have oils, and then the cream. I do the liquid oil cream. That's what my hair prefers. I would try them both. If you haven't tried either, I would try the LCO method, and then I will also try the LOC method. What's a good product to use for gray locks? You mean to, are you talking about how, gray hair is a little bit more coarse to kind of soften it, or to kind of get some of that gray out without dyeing? So, Blooming Breeze, and then I go in with an oil. This is a Glory Grow Original. It's just an overall great oil for hair growth. The Glory Grow Extra Strength, it is just not, oh, there we go. The Glory Grow Extra Strength, that is more so what's going to target thinning and temple area, middle part, or the center, the crown of the head. Due to DHT, I need to add that in. Due to DHT, that oil is great for that, and bringing back hair if you're having an issue with DHT. Flourishing Hair Cream, very good for keeping the hair moisturized and sealing in that moisture, softening the hair. I use this probably once or twice a month, and a little bit goes a long way. To help control it when twisting. So to keep it twisted, palm roll, do you have micro locks or just like traditional locks? All these products can be found on my website, arukahairloss.com. That's ARUKAHHAIRLOSS.com. If I'm tech savvy like that, I will put it on the screen for the replay. So with traditional locks and your palm rolling, honestly, it's probably not the best, but I do use this Eco Styling Gel. And when your those they're gonna look old. Your retwist is gonna look older faster because it is a palm roll. I wouldn't use any type of jam or the thick wax type stuff. I wouldn't use nothing like that on locks at all. But when I do my sister's locks, she gets a lot of compliments. I do use this, the olive oil eco. If you're looking to help with the grays color wise, amla powder would be great for that, and it's natural. Are there any other questions? I've gotten out everything that I want to get out. We've talked about building a hair care regimen. We talked about learning what your hair needs, not what trends say. And we've talked about letting go of harmful habits for our hair and clean products. Now there is a mousse. There is a mousse. Pookie J. Mousse Death it's called Mousse Death by The Dew. It's a white and black bottle. That is a great mousse. And it has no alcohol in it, and it helps condition the hair at the same time. I'm gonna try that on my sister's next retwist, and I'll let y'all know how I go. But that might be the play. Any other questions about hair? It does not. Yes, and it's by, let me see if I could put a comment. It's by, hopefully that, yep, Moose Death by The Do. And it's spelled like that. You can find that at Target, Amazon, Walmart sometimes. Sometimes they be playing with us. I don't like getting hair products from Walmart. Shampoo and conditioners that I use: Olaplex and Pattern and Lulit's Hair Essence. Those my top threes right there. Top threes. That is all that I have for today. Thank you, everyone who's joining. I meant to say this at the beginning, but if you was new, welcome. And if you ain't new to this and true to this, what's up? And if you're catching the replay, how you doing? But no, thank you guys for joining. I will be back next Tuesday with another topic. If you have any other questions, you could drop them in the chat and I'll get to them in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, support. Until next time then, y'all.